This is the Super Music Reviews Metal. Welcome back to another episode of my reviewed slash ranked series. The series where I review every album in a band's discography, and then at the end of the video, I rank them from worst to best. My earlier videos, I didn't rank them, but I'll leave the rankings for those videos in the comments. But today, we are doing one of my favorite nu metal bands. We're doing Coal Chamber. The band formed in 1993. They have released 4 albums over the span of a long fucking time. They haven't really released a lot of stuff, and they're no longer a thing. They, from 93 to 2003, they were a thing, and then they broke up. And Dez, the vocalist, Dez Fafara, however you say it, he formed the band Devil Driver, and they've been a thing since then. Coal Chamber came back in 2015 to release the album Rivals, and then they disappeared again. So, without further ado, we only have 4. It's only 4 records, not 5. It's 4. I don't know if I said 5. I think did I say 5? Whatever. Whatever. We have 4 records here to talk about, and in 1997, they released their first album, Coal Chamber. This is, without a doubt, their best record. Just go ahead and say it. This record is very unique in a way, really. I'd say the big four of nu metal are Korn, the Deftones, Slipknot, and Coal Chamber. All 4 of those bands took nu metal and put their unique twist on it. And I mean the first wave of nu metal. No, so 1993 to 1999. I call it the second wave, which is bands like Papa Roach, Disturbed, Linkin Park, Soulfly. Those I'd call more of second wave, which is 2000 to 2004. And by 2004, nu metal was starting to die out, and the new wave of American heavy metal was in full force by that point, and nu metal didn't really have a place by then. But I'd separate the first wave and the second wave, even though they kind of all happened at the same time. There wasn't really a down point. It just kind of transitioned to one another, and the only reason I separate them is because I fucking hate Disturbed and Papa Roach. And I'm sorry, a lot of people get pissed off at me for this. And I own 2 of Linkin Park's albums, but I don't fucking like Linkin Park. Never really been a fan. The first album's okay. That's about it, really, for me. But I'm getting off track. We're talking about Coal Chamber. The opening track, Loco, is their best song off their best record, and it's their first song on the first record. Loco is a fucking awesome song. It's followed up by Bradley, which is another fucking banger. Another one of my favorites is Big Truck. Big Truck is really cool. It's dumb, retarded lyrics, but I like Big Truck. It's a good song. I don't give a fuck what you say. Big Truck's cool. I think Sway is a little corny, as if the other songs weren't corny, but this is like the corniest of the corny. Dreamtime is pretty cool. Yeah, this record and Chamber Music fight for number 1 spot. I think I said this one was my favorite, but this album's highest points are really cool, but their lows are kind of like, a lot of the songs on this record don't really hold up very well. It's like the first Slipknot record. A lot of the stuff doesn't really hold up all that well. The first half is really good, and the rest of it's kind of just eh. Same here. I like the first half of this record. The other half, I'm just like, oh, it's just kind of corny. It's just kind of garbage. But I'm gonna give Coal Chamber a 3.5 out of 5. We're gonna move on to 1999 with Chamber Music. I feel like here, even though I love this record, I feel like this is when people start seeing. This is when people's opinions on Coal Chamber started to shift a little bit. the first record, they were very unique. It was its own thing. No one else is really doing the style of nu metal that Cold Chamber was doing. It was very unique, very cool. In chamber music, they kind of went for a follow the leader kind of vibe. I can definitely tell why people compare those two records. But I like this one. I think this one has much stronger songwriting. But this one's highs aren't as good. So let me explain it really quick. Their first record's best songs are just better than this album's best songs, but this song has overall better material. I think the first record highs are higher, and even though this record's highs are lower, the amount of highs puts it over the first record, just in the fact that it's more consistently good. It's not half the record's really good and half of it just feels phoned in. It feels like the whole record, feels good. It's fluent. Miss, Tragedy, Untrue, Tyler Song, Not Living, Shock the Fucking Monkey with Ozzy Osbourne, fuck yeah. Feed My Dreams, Anything But You, those are my favorites off the record. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Moving on to 2002, the album Dark Days, and the band was in a very dark place at this time, so the name fits, Dark Days. This one's okay. This is probably the Cold Chamber album I'm least familiar with, but it's okay. Fiend is really cool opening track. Glow, the title track, Dark Days. One Step, Rowboat is hilarious. Dove is pretty okay. This one's all right. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. Moving on all the way to 2015, we have the album Rivals. Cold Chamber came back, I think a couple years before this. They toured a little bit and released this record and then disappeared all of a sudden. Within a year, they were gone again. The opening track, I Owe You Nothing, is a fucking banger. This record is very Devil Driver-y. It's not really a Cold Chamber record. In fact, if this was released as a Devil Driver record, I wouldn't even clump it. It's kind of hard to clump this in with the classic Cold Chamber records, but to me, it's better than Dark Days in a lot of ways, just because Dark Days is to me their weakest record. Bad Blood Between Us is a reference to the bad blood between Dez and the other members of the band, which was still a thing when they came back together, which is ultimately why they disbanded permanently. They may come back one day, but permanently after this record came out, they wanted to come back and please their fans with one more album, and that was going to be it. But yeah, and The Bridges You Burn is a reference again to the band with the guitarist. What the fuck's his name? As soon as this fucking video is over, I'll think of his name. But anyway, the lead guitarist of the band and Dez don't really get along very well. Then Orion's really cool. Suffer in Silence. Another Nail in the Coffin. Rivals, the title track. Over My Head. Empty Handed. Worst Enemy. This is a really good record. This one gets a 4 out of 5. I think none of their material is really good enough to deserve a 5, but a lot of it's really cool. A lot of it's really corny. A lot of it's kind of dated. A lot of it's very 90s-ish, but it's fun. Cold Chamber's fun. They're not like Slipknot, where they're super intense, and a lot of the times they kind of miss the mark and they just kind of sound fucking retarded. They're not really taking themselves serious here. They're just having fun. They're just a bunch of kids having fun playing music. That's all it is. They're just having fun playing music. Korn was super serious with their really dark songs, really dark lyrical content. The Deftones was really melodic. They had a lot of a lot of softer parts in their songs. And then you had Coal Chamber just being goofy, having fun. And that's what I love about Coal Chamber. They're just a bunch of kids being goofy, having fun. But that's the video, I guess. Let me know if there's any other bands you want me to do. Leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And I don't care. I don't care if you subscribe, dislike, like. I don't care. I do this for fun. And when I'm really bored, I want something to do. But anyway, thanks for watching, I guess. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh.